So the revolution united a lot of Sudanese artists.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it was no longer like, oh, you're Sudani from outside. It was like, we're outside watching Instagram to see if any of our cousins died today. You know what I mean? So it was like emotional for us outside. And then for the people inside, the only support they were getting is from people like our families from outside trying to look out because the governments didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? So I think it united both sides. And that's kind of when, basically, I was, again, back to being on tour. We were on Boss's Bus, and there's an artist named Lut from Dreamville. I had played him the song Sudania, which G comes on. He's like, Lord Healers, fuck the painkillers, and all the promise system and fake the state. Give us a song along those lines.
Yeah.
And then he heard Keys, and he's like, AK-47 to the cerebellum. And he's like, yo, all these niggas from Sudan? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I ain't know niggas from Sudan could rap like that. I was like, we're on Boss's Bus. You know, he's from Sudan. So then it was like, oh, yeah.
The light bulb didn't even click
it
in
was
his
like,
head.
Yo, we could show that, you know, like this is Sudan, but we're also true to the art form.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Jibber with Jabber. Today I have the circle with me. You wouldn't know because only one person is rocking the circle, to be honest, and I'm quite disappointed by that, bro. Proof?
Yeah, and I made a whole bunch of merch for homies to rock, but you know, they wanted to look all pretty and shit, so here we are, you know.
He's got his colors matching, bruv. He's got the
you know, I did this
camels and stuff.
I can't lie.
Yeah, of course you did it by accident. You got a white t-shirt under there.
You got a white t-shirt.
That white t-shirt under there, does it have a red circle on it?
It was supposed to, but they fucked up when they...
Bro, do you know how nice it is for me to hear an English accent right now? That Soul DXB Americanized the fuck out of me,
It's the international accent,
bro. It was a lot of Americans?
Yo, bro.
Bro, it was all Americans, bro.
Really?
All of them. I was just sitting there like some little English dude going, and they were like, Mazi as well, bro.
Oh,
he brought all his friends. So it was just like, I was just sitting there.
Mazi from New York, so he definitely, not just American, got the New York accent.
Yeah.
I might not notice Americans because we're American. I might not even notice the American accent, like just notice the British accent. Yeah. So I didn't even notice it was mad Americans.
What are you trying to say, bro?
What you trying to say?
Yeah,
come, bro. You're close to him, bro. You're close enough. The way he said it, right? It's like, I don't notice the cool people, but those ones, like, they stick out like a sore thumb, bro.
I don't notice the Americans.
He was actually born in England, right?
Yeah, he's actually a UK citizen.
I wasn't born in England, but I am a UK citizen.
Some exclusives coming up. Tell me, so you moved to England?
Nah, so my dad moved to England when he left Sudan, and he lived there for like 20 years. So back when like it was easy to get citizenships for you know, your family and everything, he took out citizenship for me and my siblings and my mom.
So you got a British passport?
I got a British passport.
After all this fucking hold on a minute, hold on. After all this talk, you're rocking a British passport?
Yeah, bro, I got a British passport. Shout out all the man them.
Bruv, come on. All right.
Free the gang.
Can you
free
see
the gang,
that, bro?
free the gang back home.
Tried to sneak that America on me when he's just one of us, mate. You're one of us.
Of course, bro.
It's coming home, bro. It's never coming home. And I'm never going home, bro. It's like the same thing.
As long as
Mbappe taking the next one.
Right?
It's not coming home, bro.
It's never coming home, bro.
Mbappe's taking the next one. That France team is all 23-year-old kids.
Bro, it was that was
the best World Cup period and best World Cup final.
Bro, do you know what I can't get over? After all that World Cup, after everything that, you know what, we'll introduce everyone later and we'll introduce the episode, but fuck that, we started ages ago now. Did you see all the mad Western media where they like after everything that went on, all they want to talk about is
the robe.
Messi wearing a bish when he was holding the World Cup.
They said that they spoiled the greatest sports moment and greatest photo by forcing him to wear a cape. Very like just like shitting on the culture, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to this is a share embracing you. They flipped it around on some like they're forcing.
Only they could do that. And first of all,
that's Western media.
Well done, Qatar, because that picture will always be there. That picture will be there forever, man. So you can never get us out of that picture. Second of all, when Pele won the World Cup, he wore a sombrero because it was in Mexico.
Yeah.
Nobody said nothing to Pele, bro. Nobody said nothing to Pele. Do you know what I mean? But because
you know what it is? It's because it's where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want that region to win,
bro.
And they were mad about the alcohol thing,
bro.
Too.
They were mad. No one that was there was mad.
Yeah, they said it's the first time no Brits were arrested
in the thingy.
Yeah,
and bro, come on, us Brits, bro, we'll get arrested going to the toilet. To be fair, bro. So that's a big thing, man, and I'm really proud of that. But it's not about England today. Even though we're gonna talk later, bro, because you sniped me with that British passport late.
Hey, listen. My bad.
Have you got a British passport as well? If you're about to say that now, bro, I'm gonna wild out here.
No. But I am born and raised in France.
Okay.
And I lived in Qatar when I was a kid. So those two things to me, it was a tricky thing because like there's a lot of Islamophobia going on in France. But
really?
Most of the team is African and a lot of Muslims on the team. Yeah. So I always have like conflicting feelings rooting for a team that represents a country that hates my faith.
Yeah. For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure. But wait, are you in Canada or America?
I'm in New York, yeah.
New York. Who's from Canada? Where did I get Canada
I don't
from?
rep America. I rep New York.
I
lived in
Canada.
Right?
I lived in Canada as a kid, when I was in kindergarten for like 2 years.
Okay, so you had it easy, peaceful. Canada's like the house party under the cool party, right? That's on top.
I guess so. I mean, I was
It's
too young
coming up,
to
it's
even.
coming up.
Yeah, I was too young to even, know shit. I was just
One
like,
man changed the whole Canadian
Enough
image.
about all those. Yeah, he did. All of that. Sudan in the house. Shout out to
Yes.
Sudan. Let's make some
49.
noise for Sudan.
Make some noise.
Yes.
And some noise for the
hell
circle.
yeah.
Now, let's talk about the circle.
Who?
That one. Yeah, exactly, right? That's what you would think. Because to be honest, where's my merch, by the way?
I got you.
got you for
Hoodies,
sure.
t-shirts.
You know, I love people that say, I got you. When, Habibi, where?
Listen,
Where
when
I
we-
got you.
Exactly.
If
we
you
get
got
back-
me,
when we
you
get
would
back
have
to the
come with
apartment-
a rucksack in your hand full
Listen,
of merch.
When we get back to the apartment, no, I dropped the ball on that one. I'll Kareem box it to you.
All right. I've heard that before. This
No,
is
we'll
arrogant.
bring it back personally, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
that works.
we're
That works.
not
Come
far.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
like,
maybe like 18, 20
because it's a lot
minutes.
easier to bring it back, like instead of just bringing it to the episode that you're going to, right? Like I can see how that works. Let's talk about
We
no,
make
but-
great things happen. We don't always do it the most efficient way. but
Right?
We make it happen.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It's
But
about the result.
let's talk about the circle. You guys are dope. I just want to start out by saying I love
thank you.
the music you make and the
Appreciate
different aspects of the music that you make because of the individuality. Like I was speaking to Coast Contra and what I liked
Shout
about
out
them as
Coast.
well, shout out Coast,
Word.
is they got that same kind of vibe where everyone's got their own madness that they're doing. Do you know what I mean? And that's similar to what you guys are doing. You all have your own flavor. You all bring something different. Sometimes with hip hop, I don't like to call it groups, bro, because it just reminds me of Backstreet Boys or something like that.
Collectives.
But there you
Collectives,
go.
yeah.
That's a much cooler word. With collectives, sometimes it's very similar kind of vibe or flow or styles that they kind of have something. And take them out individually, it's not really working. Where you guys individually are working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me personally, when we were getting started, and I think we spoke about this before, but at one point we were 7 members. And me coming from the old school, nowadays it's the old school, I really loved how Wu-Tang had 9 members and no 2 sounded the same. Old Dirty Bastard, Method Man, Raekwon,
RZA.
You God, RZA, Inspector Deck, Capadon, they all sounded so different from each other. Ghostface. It's like every one of them sounded like someone else because in that era, if you sounded like me, we fighting. Then it became, the game became whoever's hot, we need people to sound like that person.
Exactly, to adapt to what's around.
Yeah. So I'm applying my old school like vision pretty much to this is what drew me to these guys. Everybody sounds different and it's fire. So
Yeah.
So you started the group.
you can say that.
It's very humble of him.
Really, I
There's that-
gave him
Nah,
the
huge
idea
props.
and the blueprint for like the whole thing. I told him
Yeah.
about the Wu-Tang thing
Yeah.
and like how I want to like, set that whole thing.
You
up.
literally
And
ran past him, and the babies, they got that round thing with their legs stick out, and they just run past. He just ran past you and went, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
Nah, big props to Proof, man.
Yeah.
He saw things in us that even us at that time, I think like 4 years ago, were just now seeing, So he brought a lot of that potential out of us.
Word.
And to your point, like all of us kind of had our own style. We had our own like kind of like
We're soloists.
just style. Yeah, exactly. We had
Yeah.
our own thing going, and we were putting music out, and we would develop. So when Proof brought us all together, it just amplified how big we could get and how much we could, pull out of each other, inspire each
Yeah.
other.
You
Is
know
it-
what? Sorry. I was gonna say what it is living in America and being Basa's brother. We were on tour together, and so I'm trying to show that there's more of that where it came from. And I don't mean it in a way that there's a lot of rappers like Bas. He's unique and extremely talented, so that's not that. But in the sense of like, our country is just filled with music. It's just a lot of music, and the diaspora is a part of that. So the fact that we were all in different places and everybody was so dope, it was like, yo, I don't think we're just hanging with the Americans. I think we're as good, if not better than most American collectives. Like I would put us up against any collective personally. And you could tell them,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you can tell them now, bro.
Start anybody.
Choose a name. Like, let's go. Okay, so how does it initially feel? And this is a question for all of you guys. You can answer it individually. When you're doing your thing as a soloist and someone says, hey, I want you to be in a group, because that could go two ways, right? It can be like, yeah, but I'm dope by myself. Why should I go and then join a group kind of thing? Like you see on X Factor, when there's like 5 people that are all right, they'll be like, okay, let's make a group out of them. But it was the other way around, right? You were all dope individuals, and then how did you initially? Were you guys like, yeah, let's do it?
It was so natural the way it happened. Exactly. I can't even really remember, like, even considering it. It all came from the 249, right?
Yeah, 249 Experience compilation I had put together with 17 different Sudanese artists, and then the ones that I felt, okay, if I'm American or European, I want to hear those guys the same way that I want to hear the local acts over there. So the ones that would translate over everywhere. So you don't look at them as just Sudanese artists or this or that. So that's, to me, these were the best of the best.
And
basically.
then like with this, because we had like a bunch of studio sessions and shit like that, like leading up to the album and shit. So like we just kind of meshed, you know, sonically and also chemistry wise, just like personally and like musically. So then I don't even remember the day of us being like, yo, let's make a group.
I
like,
can't remember.
It didn't even feel like there was like an official, let's do this. It was kind of like we just built off of that.
Yeah.
I think I was in Virginia with Omar Majid, I think. And shout out to Omar Majid. He was one of the original 7 members. And I'm just talking about like different artists from Sudan that I really liked. He's the one that told me about G. Ease's mother is my cousin. So, you know, by the Arabic way, I'm his uncle. By the American way, second cousin, which makes no fucking sense. Yeah.
That's what second cousin
Uncle
means?
Proof?
Yeah.
Oh,
second cousin, it's just stupid.
I
Like,
thought second cousin was like the cousin of the cousin.
My mom's cousin's kid.
that's how it should be. No, it's like, it's weird. They say second cousin for us also. Like, that's how they do it over there. I don't agree, but this guy had inadvertently played a huge role in us getting together because
he told you about Wu-Tang, right?
You know what I mean?
he told me about it. I had never heard of
Yeah,
Wu-Tang,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
You thought it was the Batman signal.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. No, so him and YK were already making music together out in Oxford.
Okay.
And I was over there. I'd see that, you know, I love their music. So it was like, all right, cool. I already know a couple of those guys. And then when I was working on tour for J. Cole, we had a show in Birmingham. So we're out in the UK and there's a crowd of like, I think like, I don't know, 15, 16,000 people outside. And part of my job, sometimes I got to go get the meet and greets, take them back to Cole. So I'm outside and there's a crowd of people and I don't think people really knew me like that back then. And I just hear somebody say, Proof. I had this rule where I'm like, if somebody knows me at that time, I'm ignoring them because that means, oh, J. Cole follows 28 people. This guy, he seems accessible. I could send him my music. So like I always just try to avoid people like that. But then I turned around and I could tell he looked Sudani. I was like, oh, fuck it, man.
You're like, damn it, now I have to because if I don't, then someone's auntie's going to go, my son came to your son and called his name and he ignored him. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, that's for real. Like my mom's always putting in all these extra requests for like Bass or J. Cole shows or whatever. Like any Sudani person that wants to, she's like, oh, but this is so-and-so's relative and blah, blah, blah. So, you know. But he did the right thing. He came up to me and he's like, yo, I don't want to take up any of your time. I'm not going to play you any music or anything. I'm like, okay, you disarmed me. That's a good start. Then he's like, what kind of advice do you have for upcoming artists like myself? I just said, get a team. Nobody makes it on their own. Some of the dopest rappers don't make it because they don't have a team. You got a homie that's a hustler, get him to do this. You got a homie that's, you know, creative with the arts, get him to do this. Get a team and you could climb together. And then, you know, fast forward, I became
the team.
Part of that team.
Yeah. Full circle.
Yeah, full circle.
Very
and then
smart.
I also was like, yo, remember a long time ago when I was a kid, like I told you about the Wu-Tang thing and shit like that. Like,
Shut the fuck up.
you know what I mean?
And he's like,
I remember I put you on. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even rapping.
Exactly, you know?
Yeah.
No, but he did. There was a guy that told me, like, you know, you didn't make it rapping because you weren't good enough. This was like some 4 a.m, like post partying type of night, and we're all in some studio. And I was like, you know, the time changed right when, like, I'm too. That's what I said at the time. I was like, too real a lyricist, the essence of hip hop, and then shit got real commercial, and it's not for me. I didn't feel like adjusting. He's like, nah, man, you just weren't good enough. You're like a poor man's boss. And I'm like, I'll take that as a compliment if you even compare me to him. You know what I'm saying? But then it also motivated me to do something for my ego. So I went and dropped a cappella verse on Instagram. And then he just dropped the fire emojis, and he speaks in caps like Kanye. So he's just like all these caps, what, fire, what? So I'm like, man, it's such a nice guy. Let me just check out his shit. And then I was shocked. It was like, wait for me was the first thing I heard from you. And I was like, this is good. But maybe this nigga's just lucky. Let me check another track. And then there was no options left. Then I was like, all right, I need to recruit this guy. And he was like super open to it, because back then he would just be happy to have like 50 listeners or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? So don't lose sight of that.
Still, I mean, still.
Don't forget that, yeah? No, I totally agree with you, because similar kind of thing happened with us, where you messaged me on Instagram and you were like, yo, I love the show, blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm an artist, blah, 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 blah. And I had the same thing as you. I was just like, okay,
who's this guy?
Number 1085, just saw, you know, another rapper on the show, and is indirectly being nice to, indirectly being nice to me, for me to look at their stuff, and then I've got to look at it and blah, blah, blah. But I had the same reaction as you. When I clicked your stuff, I was like, like, hold on 1 second. And then I started looking at more stuff. Same way we met. I think I liked one of your stuff. Yeah. And this is a very important thing that I don't think people do. I liked one of his posts. I don't even think I commented, or maybe I commented something, but he commented back. Like, he messaged me back and said, hey, yo, I like what you're doing too, and blah, blah, blah. I think a lot of people don't do that kind of thing. Too cool. Love. Like, and because he did, then I did more research on him. And it just blows my mind how sometimes, maybe it's because I'm old and I'm just not up to track with music now or whatever, but sometimes you could not know about your favorite rapper. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
and these guys became my favorite rappers.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, after I started hearing his stuff, I literally called him and I was like, listen, bro, like, I know you haven't released that track, but I need to bump it in my car. Could you send it to me on WhatsApp? And he sent it to me. He didn't send me the full one, so I'm still pissed about it. I want to rock that, but
that's all it is, right?
Is that all it is? Well, there you go. So I got the whole thing. So I've been bumping that in my car.
That's the biggest form of compliment to me personally as an artist. Like, when someone hears a snippet or something, like, I tend to tease stuff on lives all the time. Like, bro, please send me that track. I need to hear it.
That's what I'm saying. And it brings something out of you, because we know he has his style, right? And we know what his style is. All right. He's going to try and pretend that he doesn't know.
I have no clue.
It's por los mujeres. It's for the ladies. Like, track. No, yeah. Because you do it slick, bro.
They call me young genuine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even if you're doing some hard lyrics, the way he does it, or sometimes the beat he does it on, or the slight little words here and there, it's like, yo, I'ma kill you, but your girl's gonna love me, kind of thing. Like, do you know what I mean?
Fuck with that.
I think it's very strategic. I don't know if he does this on purpose, but it's like
born smooth,
he's born sweet. I'm a sweet boy. I tell you.
Like, the solo stuff will be smooth, but still very like skill packed.
That's what I'm saying.
And then when he's on the track with the circle, it's like, we're here to kill.
That's what I'm saying.
And then he'll get on that and do a Stay Calm or do something like that and destroy it. And then he'll go, you know, hey, little mama.
That's what I'm saying, because that track made me feel young and smooth again. I'm not even lying, bro. That, like, because I'm married now and I can't be doing any of that shit anymore. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm alhamdulillah, straight. But when I heard that track, it kind of took me back to my little kind of play, kind of like it kind of got me into that kind of, yeah, I can do that too. I can get a girl to do, you know, when you talk about star signs and this and that, and it makes me nervous too. And it's like, it doesn't make you nervous, but you're just trying to make her feel comfortable about asking the questions. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, the lyrics is like, I could see everything he was doing in that track, and I was just like, oh man.
I was pleasantly surprised by him, because 2 people had told me about him, and sometimes I'm just stupid, right? And I seen the name G Salih, and I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, I didn't know it was his name. Jihad, right? So I'm thinking G on some G shit, gangster.
Yo,
I'm like,
and I be meeting, my bad to cut you off, but I meet fans and they're like, Saleh, And it's cool because that's my last name.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, nice to meet you. I'm Jihad, right? And then they'll be like, Jihad. So that's what the G is for. I'm like, yeah, what did you think it was? They be like, I thought it was like Gangsta Salah. Like, what?
But
that's why I didn't want to.
But that's how you know. That's how you know he's smooth as hell, bro. Because and only Americans can do this. He turned Jihad Salah into G Salee.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like, only he could do that kind of thing. Like normally, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that if you don't know what you're doing, bro.
But I'm always confused because I'm like, what part of my whole entire
you know what
anything
it is?
gives off gangster? Like,
You know what it is? It's the handle. People might not look on the actual bio, and on the bio it says G Salee, but on the
like a G
thing, it's
Herbo,
just the real G.
Salah.
So it's like, oh, the real G.
Yeah,
like
the real G. There's a couple of fake ones out there, but the real ones.
the real
G.
real G.
So here's the question: you were big about the whole. I want people to know that Sudani rappers are blah blah blah. Now, this is gonna come across a little weird, but in my opinion, 3/4 of the world are racist.
Mm-hmm.
So when they see you guys in your American accents, young black guys, they don't even think these guys aren't black Americans. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to them, you're not Sudanese. They don't they're not cultured enough or traveled enough or they don't know. I know because I've been around the world and I have Sudani friends and I'm Arab and I know the difference. I can look and tell straight like he's Sudani. So is that more, do you think, in your head that you want people to, because they will just be like that dope American rapper, right? So they won't separate that in their head. So is that more for you that you want to be like, no, we're not American, we're Sudani Americans and you guys need to know that kind of thing?
Me personally, I've lived in so many different places that you never really sensed anywhere was home. So growing up, when I was in Sudan, it's what Faransa. And later on, what America, Khawaja. It was always like something to make me a foreigner. And then when I moved to New York in the 90s, as Africans, they're the African booty scratchers. You know, it was like no
coming to America,
no respect on either side. So it was like there was a point in time where once the music started shifting to what Americans do in Sudan, then it was like, aha, let me step in, maybe give you a little tip here, a little tip there, and let's make this shit like fire and rep. And then everybody got on the same side because of the revolution. So the revolution united a lot of Sudanese artists. All of a sudden, it was no longer like, oh, you're Sudani from outside. It was like, we're outside watching Instagram to see if any of our cousins died today. You know what I mean? So it was like emotional for us outside. And then for the people inside, the only support they were getting is from people like our families from outside trying to look out because the governments didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? So I think it united both sides. And that's kind of when basically I was, again, back to being on tour. We were on Boss's Bus, and there's an artist named Lute from Dreamville. I had played him the song Sudania, which G comes on, he's like, Lord Healers, fuck the painkillers, and all the promise sister and fake the state, give us a song along those lines. And then he heard Keys, and he's like, AK-47 to the cerebellum. And he's like, yo, all these niggas from Sudan? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I ain't know niggas from Sudan could rap like that. I was like, we're on Boss's Bus. You know, he's from Sudan. So then it was like, oh, yeah. I got
even the light bulb didn't even click in his
like,
head.
We could show that, you know, like this is Sudan, but we're also true to the art form. Like, yeah, I'm Sudani, but I grew up in a hip hop culture. So I'm trying to be hip hop, but I'm also Sudani. So, you know, that's kind of, for me at least, that's how I feel about it.
For me, it was definitely like along those lines as well. Like, for me, it was different because I was born and raised in America. So like my parents tried their best, like all, you know, immigrant parents do, to make like our home a microcosm of like Sudan, you know? So growing up,
he likes big words.
I was mostly around Americans, like outside of my house. And my family, my direct family is the only family that I really had in the area. So growing up, it was like, I remember one time I'm in middle school and I'm outside of a grocery store, my whole family. And I'm talking to my brother, one of my younger brothers in Africa, in Arabic. And somebody came up to me, one of the homies that I had met like a few days ago. Like we had just started middle school. And he came up to me and he thinks I'm black. So he came up to me and he was like I'm in the middle of a sentence telling my brother, I'm like, Khush fil Arabiya. And then he came behind me and he's like, oh, G? And I was like, oh, Tariq, what's up, man? Shout out to Tariq, by the way. And then he was like, good to see you, man. And I'm like, yeah, good to see you. But I could tell he's taking it back, like, yo, I ain't
He's
know
trying
you
to figure
speak
it
a
all out.
different language.
Yeah.
I thought he was black.
Yeah.
So then the next day I go to school and another homie comes up to me. He's like, yo, bro, I didn't know you were Indian.
That's
And
crazy.
I was like, I'm not.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, Tariq told me you was Indian, man. And then it turned into like a whole thing. Everybody thought I was Indian. I'm like, yo, I'm not Indian. I'm Sudanese. And then it was just like there's this dynamic where it's like you're African American means you're black, and if you're not African American, then you're something else. Yeah. And then in America, it's like that's how it is. And then when you go outside of America, like let's say you go back to Sudan, you're a little bit American. You know what I'm saying? They view you as American. So it was always for me trying to like balance or reconcile those two identities of parts of my identity. But I think as I've matured, and you go through those things where like you struggle to embrace it because it makes you different. It differentiates you from others. But eventually, as I matured, I realized how much I appreciated that uniqueness and that the fact that I'm Sudanese and that my roots, and went back to Sudan and touched back base with my family out there and appreciated the culture and what makes me me. So I think for me, it's something that I appreciate in my identity and in my art. Yeah.
No, definitely, because in America, bro, and this is the thing, sorry to say it, man, but you guys are just not as cultured as us.
At all.
When I say British, because after 9/11, do you know how many Sikhs were getting beaten and stuff? You Muslim? And the guy's thinking, I'm not even Muslim, bro. Do you know what I mean? Crazy. I feel like in London, we, maybe not so far, when you go up north, but in London especially, you can't escape the different cultures. It's just like a melting pot. You'd know this, bro. It's like everyone is with everyone. So we kind of know the difference between all the different kind of things. But like you were saying about that thing, like I remember one of my friends coming to the house, and my house was the same as yours. You walk inside the house, the second the door closes, it's like the inside of the genie's lamp, bro. It's like Arab inside the house. Like I remember my friends like, who's that dude always singing in your house? Because my mom had one of those, those clocks that you go, Allah, it does the adhan, bro. Like 5 times a day, the adhan's going off in my house. And my boys are like, there's some dude singing in your house. Like, do you know what I mean? Like most people had that, remember that fish clock?
Yeah.
That sea bass that used to sing Elvis songs and stuff like that. But we had one of those.
Everyone had that clock. Everyone had that clock.
Everyone had that.
We had bakhur in my house.
Yeah. And the carpet, like any hallway had a long carpet, bro.
Yeah.
All the way down with the patterns on it and stuff. And just like, like the amount of Quran I had, like, and sayings and stuff, just like little plaques just around the house, all over the place, in random places, bro. Like, and you can't escape it. But then the second you walk out, it's like England. Do you know what I mean? So, but that's also good for us, because if they didn't do that, we could have lost our identity.
For sure.
Even more so.
It was so needed. Like, for me, I could probably speak for everyone here, but especially the amount of Quran that was being playing in the house. Like I go to some people now, they don't have the same thing going on in the houses. Even the people that are from Sudan, it's like it's been washed out a little bit. I feel like if I didn't have that around, I think I'll be crazy.
Yeah, same. But my family was a bit cool though, because I had the Quran playing, and then the second half of the day was like Michael Bolton and Barry White. So it was like a mixture of books. Yeah. So there was like some other stuff. So they weren't like super like disassociated. They understood that they were, and they had their likes and stuff like that. So it's kind of dope, bro. And I think that it's important, like when you have kids now as well, to kind of instill that in them.
For sure.
We got taken back to Sudan every summer growing up. I was going to Sudan every summer. I was born in France, went to Sudan every summer. At some point I took a 12-year hiatus. Long heartbreak story for another day. But then that's what gave us the culture, because it's like nothing was foreign to me. Like, hey, these guys are much younger than me. So like when I was a kid in Sudan, we didn't have toilet seats that were porcelain. There was a hole in the ground, and you were scared. And you were scared of the roaches, the big
fucking hate
red roaches crawling up your ass.
Lizards.
Bro, let me tell you a story. So the first time I went to the mosque in England, right? I wasn't used to the hole in the ground. Yeah. Okay. So all my summers were Egypt. Every single year it was Egypt. So my uncle takes me to the mosque in England. I need to do a shit, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. So he goes, go to the toilet. So I went to the toilet and I see the hole in the ground with the two things. So I think it's obvious that you need to sit right in it and put your legs up in the air like that.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Not squat and not squat
No.
over it. Yeah, bro.
That's
No,
crazy.
put your booty to the
So
ground.
I booty in the hole, bro.
Oh my God.
And like holding onto the walls like that with my
Nah.
legs up in the air like that, bro. No word of a lie. My
Like
uncle walks
Spider-Man.
past and there's a crack in the door. He looks, and the look on his face of A, disgust.
Where was your
B,
jaw? Where did you put your jaw?
B, disappointment, bro. Like this tourist guy, bro. And like, I just remember thinking, yeah, so I guess that's not the way you're supposed to do it. Like, do you know what I mean?
We had like a metal stool thing that didn't have
with
like
the
they
cutout.
took off,
Yeah,
they cut
yeah,
out
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing, and then when we did, like, I mean, obviously we, that was like later on, but before it was just pop a
Squat.
squat.
I used to take 2 bricks when I was real little because I was scared of that. Behind that, go to the back of the house in the sand,
Yeah.
post up on the bricks under my ass, and just bury it in the sand and dip. Like,
I don't get it, bro. Honestly, I should have known better because as a kid, I even like just to play games. You got a toilet bowl, so
You're a wild boy.
I stood on it and squatted
Oh
on the
shit.
rim, just for fun, for aiming practice. So how did I do that on a normal toilet? But when I went to the one where you have to,
Yeah.
I did some mad starfish.
How
thing.
old are you at this time? Because this is gonna make a big
like,
difference.
18. No, I'm joking. No, I was about like 7,
Oh,
like 8.
yeah, fair enough,
Never forget that, bro. It's never been the same since.
Madness, man.
I feel that.
Yeah. Let's have an awkward silence for a minute while you
Yeah,
all,
right.
while you all picture that for a little while.
I was just thinking about the first time I used that toilet as well.
That shit's
Like in
fucked
Sudan
up.
as well, in the Fortes.
yeah, oh man, Fitas where he's from. So I'm not shitting on it. No pun intended.
It's actually
But-
nice.
Like perfect timing.
It's just
Yeah.
they haven't really like developed
Yeah.
for like.
That's probably better for them at this point.
I mean, they developed now. Like they're better now. They got a hospital now. I think
Mm.
Come up.
they've got a school.
Wow.
God damn.
Tell me, I was speaking to Baz. Tell me, about these mountains in Sudan, please.
Which one?
Which one?
The mountains that have special holes in them, but they're natural holes. And when the wind blows, it plays music.
Nah, what's this?
Tell me, why do none of you guys know
No.
about
This
this?
can't be Jibber.
That's
The
Sabalola?
thing is,
Yeah,
because
bro.
we only
You
go
don't
to Sudan
think
like
so?
once a year.
Not
For me,
Sabalola?
anyways.
I never. Oh,
We
maybe.
only go to like see family for a couple of weeks, weddings and.
I really want to, Irfan, please check this for me and see that there is mountains in Sudan because I don't want to be wrong.
No, they're
'Cause it
there's
sounds
mountains
cool.
in
There's loads of
Sudan,
mountains.
yeah.
No, I mean the ones that make
music
the sound. So
playing,
when
bro.
the wind blows, it
I
has
would be
certain
surprised.
keys that it plays.
That's
beautiful.
crazy.
That's
You
insane.
guys
man.
need to remix those sounds, bro,
Yeah,
and just make a
real.
track.
Sample that.
I got some Sudanese stuff to sample and use.
Yeah.
My uncle, Allah yarhamu, Bashir
Allah
Abbas, he
yarhamu.
passed away last year here in Dubai. And he's like one of the world's greatest
Very
oud
famous. Yeah.
players. Yeah, so he left us, he pretty much just told us, like, to Bas and my brothers and myself, like, please, like, use my music.
He was
Integrate
telling you
this
that
in
before he
hip-hop.
passed away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before he passed away, like, he was very adamant about us doing things in Sudan, even with, like, J. Cole. He was like, I left y'all some land, you, your brothers, and J. Cole. I was like, okay. I told him too. He
Quite
was
a
shocked
bit.
also.
Yeah.
He was like, to build something that kids can benefit from musically and stuff like that. So I'm sitting on a lot of dope Sudanese music that's waiting to get sampled. So, dope producers out there, hit me up.
That's what's
Mm.
up.
Let's make it work.
Yeah, for sure. You need to use them for
Yeah,
sure.
For sure.
Do you have just the horde,
No,
or do you have it mixed with other sounds and all that
it's
stuff? But you have
mixed with other sounds, but there's
Okay.
stuff that's just the oud also. He
That'd be
used to
dope.
whistle also.
Okay,
So he'd sit there and whistle and play the oud. So it's like there's a bit of everything there.
bro. That's
available.
a whole like EP you could put out of just
Right.
and it's a tribute as well to
Yeah.
him, kind of thing to give back.
I was thinking to make it an intro, an interlude, and an outro also for the next 249 experience.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of themes in his songs. Like there's a song called Shari' Betna.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
a song Mashena. There's like a lot of stuff that I'm like, yeah, this could be incorporated in hip hop, like Shari' Betna, like
For sure.
like that's
Our street,
the ends.
our hood.
The ends,
Yeah,
innit?
exactly.
So to each one of you, describe to me music in one sentence. What it means to you, what it is to you. Start this anytime you want. In the meantime, if you haven't got anything to think about, I'll just show you the thing again.
I've been trying to erase that out of my mind for the past
Just in
few
case
minutes.
that mental picture's gone, I'm gonna just bring it back for you.
So you said what music means to us in one sentence?
Between each of you, like, because everyone's gonna have their own individual.
In one word.
I mean, if you want to be dope about it, you can. But
Can we
I
say,
gave
like-
you a sentence. It could be two sentences.
Can we say a bunch of words and
Say a sentence,
it's
bro.
not like I can't say
So
it.
you
Real
want you,
sentiment.
yeah. So
One
you want
To
to
me, it's sanity and expression.
okay.
I'll always have sanity within music. It always allow me to express myself. Even if I'm not telling other people, it's like a journal. A lot of people journal. I
Yeah.
don't, but I write bars that
Yeah.
sometimes I won't even think of releasing that song. Or I can listen to Bob Marley and it'll put me in a state of mind that I want to be in. So it's really just balance for me within like my spirit. Music is after faith. You know, music is the most important thing for me when it comes to that.
For me, it's probably revolution, therapy, and inspiration.
Okay.
Like I know that's not a sentence, but
No. But you could just break down each word.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. We've got another 2
Revolution-
hours left, bro. Don't
Yeah,
worry, bro.
I
We
mean-
got time.
revolution wise, not doesn't necessarily have to mean like on a political or social scale. Like just change in general. Like inspiration within you. Like when you just feel uplifted when you're listening to shit, but also then art goes hand in hand with actual revolution, like society and political change. But and then therapy, because like Proof said, same thing. Like for me, I don't journal as much, and I come to a lot of conclusions about my own self and learn a lot about things that I study, like about other people or about situations or society or politics and religion, all that type of stuff. And like express myself too and get shit off my chest. And then inspiration, just because it, you know, it just inspires me and people in general. Like it inspires something. Like if you're at the gym, you're inspired to work out more. If you're just at the crib and you're sad, you'll be inspired to, you know, feel good. If you're at the fucking club, you're inspired to dance. And then if you think about it deeper, obviously inspiration can lead to a lot of other shit too. So that's how I feel.
I mean, these men said most of the words, but
Nah, don't
That's
try.
why I
bro.
had to jump
it's a
in
healer.
quick.
Don't try it. I want it
it
from you.
heals me.
It heals you.
Yeah, I fuck
Yeah,
with
like if I'm sad or angry, I mean, it can do both. Though it can make me angry too somehow.
yeah.
But if I'm sad, for example, and I put on some Bob Marley, it just takes me to like a happy place.
What's your go-to Bob Marley song?
Bro, I said that.
Right now. I'm gonna say to you, play a Bob Marley song. Which one are you going to right now?
Bad card.
Waiting in vain.
Okay.
Bad card for me.
I love that song.
Okay.
Man.
Yours?
Bad card. Will make you draw
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bad card in a rubber dub style. That shit is so hard, bro.
Right.
Nigga said, I want to
Bro, I got a picture of like this Bob Marley flag behind me, like when I was like 2 years old.
Yeah.
I still got that same flag.
Wow.
That's
Do you still have the picture? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a picture here.
What are you wearing in the picture?
I'm like it's a white shirt.
You gotta recreate the same picture again with the same
Yeah.
flag
Mm.
like
It's
now.
Me doing this,
And that's
and
like
bro
your
behind
album
me.
cover, the
that's
front
hard.
and back, right?
That's hard.
The front is the baby one and the back one is the.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
But I
super
want
hard.
credits for that, so you can
Sorry.
give me
Yeah,
my
yeah.
royalties
Sure.
after.
For me, man, I think we all share like a common human experience, you know, and like we all have similar things that we go through just in different ways. And I think music is another medium, you know, that's deeper, and all art deeper than words, that helps us express and also just feel and connect on that same, like, you know, plane of like common human experience.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel like. And also even when I'm creating out of that experience. I'm created out of that spirit that we all share, you know? And then when you hear it, you feel that, you connect to that. It's like hard to explain in just words. Like when you hear music, you connect to something.
It's weird. It's like it's hard to explain in words, but you explain it with words through your music, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the music is everything, not just the words. Like,
yeah.
And that's something that, like, I think that's where the feeling is. It's the culmination of like all the elements, all the aspects of the music and of the art that you feel.
I think that's why Bob is my favorite artist of all time, because I didn't speak a word of English till I was 10, but I knew Bob Marley songs by heart.
All of them, yeah.
And
What's
we
that-
would
what's-
walk in
What's that Bob
Sudan.
Marley line? One good thing about
On
music,
music,
when it hits, you feel no pain.
Right.
Yeah, we would sing Buffalo Soldier while walking in the streets of
Yeah, yeah,
Sudan with my cousins. Everybody's holding hands, walking by the river. And then I got older and understood the lyrics and realized how deep. But you could always feel,
Yeah, there was
Bob.
something about that.
yeah, that weird scream he does that only his
Bro,
kids know how to do.
all of his lyrics, bro. Like you can get every song and take a bunch of lyrics, and even to someone who doesn't read deep into them, they can be dope.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But once you do, like, just simple things. The floor was my bed last night, and the rock was my pillow too. Talking blue, like little things like that. That just sounds good anyway.
Yeah.
But then when you break it down to what he's actually saying, you're just like, oh, okay.
And
Like
how
that's
can it
kind of
apply in so many different ways.
And the thing with his music is, like, I never felt waiting in vain until I was waiting in vain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I didn't feel a lot of his music. The older I get, the more I experience life, the more I feel certain types of music. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like this music is just life.
Yeah.
The political aspect influenced me a lot in my own music, because like when I was a kid, like I said, a lot of the stuff I didn't understand. But then as I got older and I realized, damn, the CIA shot Bob Marley once. You know what I mean? And then he's on track talking about Rasta, no work for no CIA, rat race. I'm like, yo, this nigga's tripping. He bold. Like, how you saying that? Cause you know, it was like, and then I read into it, find out he damn near stopped the war in Jamaica. You know what I mean? While they're selling guns to both sides, so you're fucking up their money. You know, like it's like so deep that's why I also love Pac. I feel like Tupac is like the next generation's
all of them,
Bob
like
Marley.
all these stories, Malcolm, Pac,
Bob
Marley,
They're all willing to die for what they stand for.
it was all peace.
Even
Whenever
Michael
they wanted
Jackson.
to try and make peace between the races or the cultures or whatever, that's when they got them. They were like, we were okay with you making money, and you know, but the second it started getting real, that hold on, these guys might actually be able to pull it off. That's when they were like, no, we need to put a stop to that. Do you know who I also like? Jimmy Cliff, bro. Jimmy Cliff, his tunes, there's also like some deep messages in them that I just love hearing, man.
Like, it's so crazy when you think that just a handful of artists brought a whole genre to the world. Like Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff, those guys made reggae available to us. It wasn't, before it was like looked down upon, you know? So it's like, that's another thing. Like, I always feel to myself like, damn, is music gonna have things like that again? Or is it just that I'm so stuck in something that I discovered?
It has now, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it has now, and it's you guys who have it now, not the big guys that are out there doing their I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Like, sorry, dope tune, but it's not that. It's the people who aren't there, but have everything it takes to be there. So why aren't they there? It's because what are they saying that's stopping them from getting there? So that's the kind of decision and choice you guys got to make. Do I become all like, and get there quick, or do I get there in a year, or do I get there in 10 years?
100%.
And sticking to your truth will get you there in 10 years, but just going straight for the system, letting them hear what you want to hear. And a lot of artists, do that. There's been some dope artists that have done some bougie track first, and then once they're in, then they start doing the real stuff, and they kind of slip it in after, right? But they do that kind of bougie album first, or that bougie kind of
and then they're known as that and branded as that, and people want more of that, you know. But I think it's much more fulfilling the way you said it, like when you take your time with it, when you allow it to progress, you allow yourself to learn and develop and fall and get up and all these different things, because the people, that whole part of, like, all those different parts of the journey are also what people connect to and love in the art.
And it's hard to still be like that now, because everything in society now is teaching you to be quick. I need it now. I need the likes now. I need the views now. I need them in the next couple of days. Do you know what I mean? So to be kind of like, to be able to still step away, and being young as well, as you guys are.
Yes.
I was going to put a caveat there, but I took it away, bro. Being as young as you guys are, and having the maturity to be like, nah. And that, again, could be a testament to Proof, who's sitting there, who's kind of a leader in some sorts of ways. You won't want to say it, but
I got to see it firsthand with J. Cole and Dreamville and my brothers. So it's like, I got to see someone that didn't. He says it in I Let Nas Down. Gucci said, play the game to change the game. So Cole was very lyrical, real hip hop. He did work out to get the radio spins, but he didn't continue. He didn't stay.
He came out quick.
He didn't stay in there. You know what I mean? So that, to me, I get to see it, and that means, okay, this is a possibility. All I need, me personally, all I need to get going is to know it's a possibility. Doesn't matter how hard it is. If you tell me there's 99.9% chance it doesn't work, I'm gonna look at it as like, all right, 0.1. All right, Let's see what we could get out of that. You know what I mean? So like,
it's like Rudy, right?
yeah,
At the same
exactly.
time, though, at the same time, man, I'm tired of being broke. Man, I'm tired of doing all this bullshit. 10 years and all that extra shit.
We
Man, I'm
always had
done,
these
man.
conversations.
No, hey, me khalas, bro. Give me my workout. Let me get my workout off, and then you know what I mean. Let me go and then say some real shit. Get shot. This is the way.
How you gonna manifest these things, bro?
This is how I'm
How you
gonna
gonna
do
right
it.
let's get shot?
This is how I'm gonna do
No,
it.
I mean,
But I
getting
need to
shot is the
survive.
easiest part, bro. He could
Yeah,
do that
that's-
anytime. Just say the
that's
wrong thing
true,
to the
yeah.
wrong guy, bro, in one day, and that's it. That's
No, but
that we
like-
can sort out by the
like-
weekend, bro. Don't
yeah.
worry, bro. We'll sort that out
But like
soon.
a conspiracy, though, it's
Yeah.
got to be a conspiracy behind it because I gotta say some
It's
wild
crazy.
shit that's like political, that is socially inspiring and shit
Mm.
like that, and then boom, and then I get shot, but I don't die, inshallah.
Okay.
And then I come back like 50 or Tupac, and these niggas, bro, and I come back,
You
shut
know what
shit
happened
down.
to Tupac then, right?
Yeah,
I
right.
know, but like, let's say Pac continued get a living.
No, but we can't say let's say because he didn't, bro.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
you got to use the right people
He's
when
in
you're
New
when you're
Mexico,
planning
huh?
your thing, bro.
Nah, my Pac told me. I
one
know
of them
he-
died, bro.
He's like no, but he believes in the conspiracy, right? So he's like,
No, I'm fl-
Pac is in Argentina.
In
He was
Cuba
taking,
or something.
bro. Do you know the funniest shit that I see is like when people get these pictures.
The look
Oh, they look like. But do you think, the
Oh,
funniest
yeah.
thing is they got the nose ring, the Pac bandana. It's
he's
like
still
he's
wearing
not
that
being very
picture.
incognito,
Yeah.
disguised as Pac. Do you know what I mean?
Facts,
Like,
like-
surely he tried
grow his hair
different.
and
You know,
that.
Yeah.
like
He's
no
got
cap,
wig on.
nothing. Same thing, nose ring, bandana tied at the front, wearing a vest, and I'm like, yeah, he's not trying to hide very well, bro.
Yeah.
Like turning up in these things.
But for me, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, for me, where I do see a negative impact is on social media. I'm very opinionated.
Mhm.
I'm very supportive of causes that may not be popular to the West.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, for instance, when Lupe Fiasco came out with the Palestine flag and performed, and he had Erykah Badu and the hijab and everything, then it caused like some stir, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm.
And I feel like that probably affected him negatively based on relations and things like that. I will watch my Instagram statistics and everything change. Like things, it's almost like certain posts
For sure.
don't reach
100%.
people. Yeah, and it's always usually tied to the same things.
Yeah.
In support of a Muslim country of some
Yeah.
sort that's going through some shit. So I do think I'm not gonna stop doing that, but at the same time, sometimes I'll be thinking like, damn, am I hurting the homies? Like, am I
Yeah.
putting? But then if the homies know how I am, so it's kind of like, I think they're all right with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not speaking for them,
Mm.
but they understand we all got our own voices,
Yeah.
and it's okay for me to say what I want to say.
Yeah, I think it's really important to kind of embrace the journey. I have been fortunate enough to either interview or know millionaires, a couple of billionaires, very well off people. None of them are giving me nothing, so that's why I'm still poor. But other than that, every single one of them has told me they wish they could go back to the journey. Once they
Man,
made
I
the money,
fucking hate
bro,
that shit,
trust me,
man.
bro.
Yeah,
They
you're
said
not
once
listening.
they
Oh,
made
no,
the
listen,
money,
bro. You're
I'm
just
playing,
starting
I'm
your
playing.
they say once they made the money,
You haven't even entered.
the love was over. Everything in their life changed,
It's-
and it was like they wish that they knew that now was the time. Like
Yeah.
the best times are always now.
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I
When
mean?
this nigga's
I do
shaking his
agree
ass
with
on a
that.
pole, they're gonna go back to these clips. Like, see, he was always like this.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
never
right?
wanted the journey in the
Nah,
first
nah,
place.
nah.
bro.
I
And
know,
go back
fuck-
to that
look.
Kobe quote too. Remember Kobe when he retired? He was like,
Rest
the
in peace.
actual dream. Yeah, R.I.P. Kobe, man.
Mm.
He's saying the actual dream is in the journey, is in the process. Like when you get there, you might not feel as fulfilled as you think.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
You know, like cross the finish line, and it's like it might not be the same feeling that you think, and you look back and you realize like that whole, like even now, if you look back on your life,
Mm.
you'll realize like the most fulfilling moments or the happiest moments or whatever, they're always
In the past.
in
Yeah.
hindsight. and
You're always
looking
living
back.
in the good old days.
Yeah.
And you
Like,
even
you know what I mean?
appreciate the bad
working on
moments,
a
Yeah.
project
quote
called The
unquote
Good
bad
Old
moments.
Days.
Like,
Exactly.
Never
There
released
feel
it,
me?
but
That
it was based on that concept.
That's what I agree with fully 100%. I mean, I agree with all of this fully
then
100%.
you-
I'm just talking about a certain part of me that's like, bro, I'm tired, bro. Khalas. And but
Nah,
I also know that this is the best time in my life.
life, dude.
Like
Best time
every
of my life
year.
right now, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't
Every
gonna lie.
year is just gonna get not that it's gonna go downhill, like, but it's just there's more difficulties, there's more responsibilities, there's more shit that you got to deal with. There's more.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
listen,
You're just looking at
there's
all the
always going to be shit
small
times.
stuff.
No matter what happens, there's always going to be shit times.
No matter
Yeah.
what.
No matter what you go through,
Yeah.
no matter
I'm
what
saying
you
that thing
make,
gotta be
no
grateful.
matter where you go,
Of
there's
course,
always
of
going to
course
be
it
shit
always is.
times.
Yeah.
Even a kid that was born to $1 billion parent
Mm.
and has had everything that he wants in life, is going to lose his parents.
Yep.
Somebody's going to die. Somebody's going to get sick. And subhanAllah, like no matter what you think you've got, there's always going to be that common thing that's going to happen that you're going to face.
Bro,
You'll lose
Williams,
a friend.
Kurt
You'll
Cobain,
lose.
rich people committing suicide.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Like
not.
Twitch the other day.
Yeah.
See what happened with Twitch?
That was sad.
He left
yeah.
3 beautiful kids,
Yeah.
bro. Like you never
Exactly.
know what's happening. Like so,
Yeah.
like I know you joke about it,
Yeah.
and I know part of you is a bit like into that kind of conspiracy psycho kind of thing, and that's good because it keeps you, you know, excited about life. But you never know what's going on in someone's head, bro.
Of
Like
course.
you never
So
know.
you know when you go to Sudan, right, and you see the people that have almost nothing,
Yeah.
but they look happy and they even offer you some of their food.
Yeah, bro.
"Tfaddal
Yeah.
ya khala God ma'ana."
Yeah.
You feel the love. The thing is, they're rooted in God.
Yeah.
So their root is in faith. So
Yeah.
because that, you're able to withstand anything. Like I overcame depression from my back problems and stuff because of faith.
A lot of that come with, from gratitude. Will be
Yeah.
grateful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gotta say Alhamdulillah. You gotta.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we're blessed.
Of
You
course.
know what I mean?
You can't feel like the world owes you.
I mean,
you can
nah,
only
come
feel
on.
like
First
you
of
owe
all,
yourself.
look, y'all.
He's like, how
know
does
me, bro?
Hey, yo,
You know,
why- why-
welcome,
saying it
welcome,
publicly?
welcome,
I'm
guys.
saying it
No,
publicly.
Let me
but y'all are
let
taking
me
too
reintroduce the
serious.
episode, guys. Welcome to
y'all
welcome
are
to
taking
Keys
it too
Intervention. So, yo,
Oh,
all of us, we
You
love
know
you, bro. We just came here today. We just wanted to get you on the couch so we could tell you that you know life is great, bro. It's like you know you're loved, bro. We all love you, and you know what I mean. No, but you know what? Also, fuck technology, bro, because I go to Zanzibar a lot because I love Zanzibar.
My
It's
favorite
my
place
favorite
in
place
the world.
on
I'm
earth,
trying
bro.
to go as
It's
soon
my
as I'm
favorite
done
place
with
on
Dubai.
earth. And I don't stay in those
stay in
hotels. I stay
Jambiani.
Jambiani, in
Man,
the villages,
yo, let's
you know,
go.
Coral Rock, all those
Yeah,
places
Coral Rock,
where
yeah.
literally the hotels there, or the bungalows, and the villages.
That's why
joint
my
to
brother
it.
DJs when he's out there.
That's
Coral Rock,
and
you
Red
know.
Monkey, right?
We
Yeah,
stay-
Red
we stay
Monkey.
right
Yeah,
beside
we
bro.
stay-
Red Monkey.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
in the village houses
Bro,
right inside.
Zanzibar's
there.
my home, bro. Every
Mr. Kasim,
Page,
shout out Mr. Kasim.
every part of the island I know, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to buy land there before the pandemic.
Man, I've been telling everybody,
Bro,
go to
I'm telling you,
Zanzibar,
Zanzibar's
do
the
that.
way. So I take my kids. I got twins, 5-year-old twins.
MashaAllah.
Mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. And when I look and I see these kids, bro, and my kids are complaining about their iPad battery running out, and I see them, and it reminds me of when we were young. They got a rubber tire, bro, and they're
They're pushing it.
Yep.
the time of their life, bro. They're tire racing, bro. Empty rubber tires, 5 of them. Or even something as simple as chasing a chicken. Bro, have you guys, we used to do this for jokes when we were
Yeah.
training. Have you ever put a chicken in a ring? And I don't mean boxing ring, but like closed it off. Yeah. I swear do this, bro. Please. This will make your group 10 times closer than ever before. Get a square, get a chicken, put it in the middle, and all 4 of you try and catch that chicken. It will be the most fun you've ever had in your entire life.
like it.
I'm not even, bro.
Juking
I'm
us
not
out.
even joking. And when you see him try and jump and miss the chicken completely and fall on his ass and end up in my position like that, bro. And then you see the other one, 2 people bump into each other. You forget life. Like
Yeah.
one chicken is all it took, bro.
Yeah.
Like
like
to make you
simplest
literally
thing, yeah.
to make you a child again. Do you know what I mean?
The
Like
powder
these
milk
simple
cans.
things, like you know.
Beautiful
You know
things are
the
the
powder
most
milk
Yeah.
containers
Yeah,
that
the
you make
Nido
little
ones.
cars
Nido,
out of?
yeah, yeah, bro.
Or even
Simple
a game
things,
as simple
bro.
as Ludo.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's such a
Lido,
simple
man, with
game,
the rocks.
Ludo. Like
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Ludo,
Shells,
Ludo,
all that
people
stuff, bro.
say.
It's just like, I think we got to kind of remember, not the caveman days, but just like, I think
Organic.
as humans now, we need to kind of step away. Every now and then we need to go, hold on a minute, like, forget the laptop, forget all
Yeah.
this cool
Yeah.
stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just be like, let me just go out and play. Like, bro, you know what? Fuck this. After this, we're going to go play Had, bro, in the studio over there. One person's going to be
Play
it,
what,
bro.
sorry?
We're going to play a game, okay? It's called
Alright.
Stuck in the Mud, bro. One person is it. If I touch you, you got to stand like that, yeah? The
Alright.
only way you can be free is if somebody crawls through your legs, yeah? I
Alright.
guarantee you ain't had that much fun in the last 20 years, bro.
Yeah,
that sounds
20
lit.
years, bro.
I'm
But
with
what
it.
I'm saying is we forget to be like that again. We
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
get so caught up in this weird technology life
Yeah.
that we're living in that we
lucky
forget
the way
that.
that at least we got memories of us playing as kids in the
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah.
But now these youths
These
now are
kids,
fucked.
Bro, that's
They don't
it.
do that,
Memories
bro.
are all on
I didn't,
screens.
bro.
All on
Yeah,
screens.
all
I
the
used to
memories.
leave the house at 7 in the morning and come back at like 8, 9, 10 at night.
Yeah.
And I was playing all day.
Yeah.
We used to play a game called Cannon, bro. So part of this game was going around looking for empty cans. Yeah. And what we'd do is we'd get the cans once you've collected the right number, and you put 4 at the bottom, then 3, then 2, then 1.
yeah, like
you'd
the
make 2
circus
teams.
thingies,
Yeah, you'd make 2 teams. One would be the throwing team, one would be the catching team. So you got to roll it and knock the cans down. Everyone gets a chance, right? Once somebody in your team's knocked all the cans down, you just see everyone just changes. Your team who knocked the cans down is sprinting for their life. The other team has to get the ball and lash it at your head. And all you got to do is get all the cans standing back up again and say cannon. And then you can go again, bro.
Okay.
But in the meantime,
You're getting
people are lashing the ball at you. If the tennis ball hits you, you're out. So then it comes to one person who's left and 5 people throwing the ball at them to try and save your team back.
Yo, that game
Like,
sounds lit.
fire.
Yo, bro, it's lit, bro.
That sounds
It's lit.
super fire.
It's lit, bro. There's so many things. We need to do that,
We
man.
used to play a game
Right.
called Kambelet. You ever heard of it in Sudan? It's like you tie a bunch of socks to a string on a pole, and it's like handball,
And you
but
swing
without
it.
a
Yeah,
wall.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
swinging it. If it wraps, you win.
like
So like, you
tetherball, like kind of like tetherball, but like with
yeah, I guess. In Sudan, they used to call it Kambelet.
Kambelet.
Bro, you grew up in England, right? You remember fucking conkers?
Yeah, conkers. Yeah,
Bro, you know the chestnut things that you used to get from
From
trees?
trees.
They just fall from trees.
Yeah,
There's a little
yeah.
conker.
Yeah.
You used to put a hole through it and then put a shoelace through. So you had one each. So you'd have to hold yours straight like that, and the other person would go and try and hit your one, and then you'll get a crack in it. And then they have to take their go, right? Until they missed. And so you're trying to break each other's things,
Did you play 40?
and people would soak it in vinegar.
40 yen.
40-40, bro.
And then there was like
Bro, come on,
Red
man.
Batty. I don't know if you got the-
Nah, Red Batty, Red Batty we didn't play in London, bro. You played that in your place, bro. Red Batty's a whole different one.
It's probably got a different name, but
Yeah.
it's like
Red Batty.
you play like it's like
I ain't touching that.
That's
football- it's
that's in
football
jail,
game.
right? What game you talking about?
That's crazy.
That's a football game, and
Okay.
then the person that loses
Get spanked on the bump.
Nah, you gotta kick the ball at the bump.
Okay.
It's from like 10 yards out.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
they put their hands on the wall.
And everybody's got to take things.
Yeah. What was that?
See, but
Bonks or some shit. What do they call it?
It was play Kirby. There's a.
that's what I'm
Monkey.
saying. These kids don't have that these days.
Yeah,
And I think
man.
it's us as parents and adults that have to be like, nah, you know what? This weekend we're doing something different. And just bring back some of those old things and just do
Yeah, I
it.
feel like moving towards the future. Do you think it's do you think there's ways that we can still go back to these like simpler games and simpler like times?
By being aware and attentive that you're not in them. I think
Right.
by making the choice that, hold on, nah.
I got a script idea I had for like this hacker that decides, you know what, for the good of the world,
I'm just gonna take everything back.
down the internet,
Yeah.
and everyone has to exist without the internet.
Bro, imagine. Do you know like there'd be kids out here going crazy, bro. They'd be,
Yeah,
they,
nuts,
no, I'm
bro.
not joking. They would literally
Yeah.
not know what to do with their day.
I think that's why we love Zanzibar so much because
Because no internet anywhere, it doesn't even
like,
work.
when
Yeah,
I go,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I used to do in Zanzibar? I was completely off the grid, but
Yeah.
at 4 a.m, I'm a diehard Knicks fan. We just won 7 in a row. I would go to Red Monkey, use their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But I'm
Just to get
sitting
it.
on the beach
Yeah,
at 4
exactly.
a.m. It's not like it's consuming my whole time in
Yeah.
my life. And the rest of the time, I'm walking barefoot for an hour to get to Stone Culture or something to go
Yeah,
eat.
bro.
You know what I mean? Like,
We
you
need to get
feel
back.
connected. Like, I would feed the ducks and the goats
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that shit in the morning. Use the like that shit
But
does
look,
not happen.
This is the thing that Western world doesn't realize, bro. They laugh at parts of Africa and what they call the third world.
They think
But
we're
bro,
uncivilized.
spiritually, that's the first world, bro.
Fact.
Like they're way ahead of
Sure.
Facts.
That's- I
of
fuck with
Western
that.
one.
I know you've seen this in Zanzibar, but like there would be like 7, 8-year-old kids walking by themselves in the dark to go to the masjid.
Yeah.
And
Thumbs
then
up.
there's always the old man reading Quran out loud in the
Yeah, yeah.
streets.
Yeah.
It's like completely, it felt like there was no interference from the first world.
Yeah.
You know
But
what
the
I'm
thing is,
saying?
they're spiritually the first world, bro.
Yeah.
I'm worried that Zanzibar is gonna be fucked as well in like the next
Soon,
10
man.
years.
Eventually, there's a lot of
People are starting to know about it. People are moving there.
Yeah.
But look, all of Africa, people are coming back.
Mm.
People are like going back over there because the resources is there, and then a lot of times it's lacking in
But
infrastructure.
not
so
even like the
somebody-
people from the land. It's like
No,
Europeans.
Europeans.
Just,
Tori, you're talking about
Talking about
Mazungos,
the
bro.
yeah.
I mean, we almost got into a couple fights in Zanzibar
Yeah.
because like these Polish dudes are there partying, and we had our friend with us who, mashallah, beautiful Sudanese girl, and the guy just sees a black woman and he thinks she's a prostitute,
Mm.
and he straight up tells him, he's like, "Tell her I want to fuck her."
He was like, how much the fuck?
And I'm like, yo,
No way.
Like,
So-
this is not,
But this is another thing that they got like, they forget that, hey, listen, Africa's no joke, bro.
Yeah.
Like you'll disappear real quick.
Yeah, bro.
Like
everybody
real
got
quick,
that.
saying
real gangster.
like no, it's because I know, bro. Like I know, like
You'll disappear
look at
real
the
quick.
yeah, like I even went into protection mode, bro. You'll disappear real quick and real easy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's not a joke, bro. We'll come get you tomorrow and tell you you're going on a spice tour. Ain't no spices where you're going, bro.
Nah, they about that action, bro. And
Like-
there's places too that are like, they think it's like it's whatever, like wherever you from in the West is like you got some bad places. Not you know what I mean, but
it's
I'm not
not,
saying
bro.
that it's
But it's
bad,
not the hood,
but
bro.
there's,
It's
like,
not the hood.
it's
People
not
in
the
London
hood.
say,
People
I'm
show
from the
love.
hood. You ain't from the hood, bro. You want a hood? Come with me to Cape Town, bro. I'll show you hood, bro.
And the thing about Africa, people show love. Like they'll take you into their house.
Yeah.
Take you and they take care of you. But you know what I mean? They're
Now,
also about that action.
Yeah.
My question is it Africa or is it
No.
wherever there's
Wherever there's
poverty?
yeah.
Like the hood
No, because it's
in
the same.
America,
It's the same in Thailand. It's
the
the
hood
same
in America is more like what you described. The
Yeah.
kids are playing in the fire hydrant.
Yeah.
You're double Dutch.
No,
You're
it's
doing
poverty.
more basic like human things.
Mm-hmm.
So is it more like the have-nots have more joy of life?
The have-nots have more, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because the have.
I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. Damn, son.
Them too much away.
The have-nots have more. We're gonna put that around the circle, bro. That's
Yo,
the new,
that's
that's a new
actually
logo,
fire.
bro.
That's
Yeah, we
fire.
might
You
just
can use
like,
it as a
bro,
lyric.
Khalas, we found a
Since we're
creative
talk-
director.
that's
huh?
it, bro.
There you
That's
go.
it. I'm ready to go. But since we're here, bro, there's no way that I'm gonna have you here. Shout out to Adam Trisman Beats for hooking me up with a nice beat.
Shout out. Shout out, Adam.
You guys are gonna spit something.
What we
Spit
doing? We
hot
spit?
fire like Dylon.
Hot fire.
I got a touchy
Um,
subject I want to ask you about though, real quick, if you got
Before?
time. If we got
No,
time.
we got. I just want you to spit now. We got another half an hour.
Oh
after
yeah,
this.
perfect. Yeah, let's get.
Yeah, let me just.
I might
Get the
do,
beats ready.
bench press, you know that.
Oh yeah.
We decide between you who's going where. Who, look, he's telling me he's not a sweet boy. He just creamed his lips
Nah,
ready
bro.
for this, bro.
Nah,
he
nah,
just
nah.
literally Vaseline his lips. He
Nah,
wants
nah,
that
nah.
smoothness to
They
come
gon-
out.
they
No
gon'
dryness
fire me
on
for
there.
the next like
Nah,
5 weeks.
bro.
Now that she said
Bro,
that.
you know how I
It's
know?
not even
You know how I know that the G doesn't
Creamed
stand
his
for
lips.
gangster? Because usually when I got gangsters in here, something falls out their pocket and it's like a gun or a bat or something. Something fell out of his pocket earlier and it was like lip juice.
Carmex.
It was like Carmex
Bro,
ready.
this guy, 90% of his pictures,
Right.
he's biting his lip.
Biting his body, he's like,
Right?
hello, cool
You know
Joe.
what? Do your
Oh,
thing,
man.
bro. Do your thing.
I told you I'm just born smooth.
Just doing
my
it,
bad,
doing it,
y'all.
doing it, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Young
Doing it,
genuine.
bro.
You don't
Yeah,
learn
we
that.
call
Don't let
him
them
Young
hate, bro.
Genuine.
Genuine.
We're only hating because
Coney.
we're old, bro. That's all it is, bro. One second. Okay, you decided your orders and stuff?
You know what we're gonna do?
What?
We'll split 16 each, and then we're gonna throw words at you guys. Yeah.
So they're gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah.
some 16s.
That's
We're gonna freestyle and fuck around.
I like that. I like that.
Give a
I'm
little
gonna give Keith
diversity.
the most complex.
Yeah, give me some wild shit.
Orange.
Yeah.
Orange is the easy one.
Yeah,
Orange not
orange.
complex, but I'm trying to see you rhyme some
Yeah.
orange.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
The one thing you
Criminal
should
kind
never
of like-
try with a
What?
freestyler is using the word orange. Any freestyler has sat there for hours on end being like, I know somebody's going to tell me orange.
Yeah.
Let me fix something for this.
They usually, orange comes.
Orange,
The words
orange.
aren't exact rhymes,
Orange.
but everyone uses orange, foreign, so
Yeah.
forth. It's
Yeah.
a 4-inch, whatever. Like,
Let me just put this one thing up because I tried to get the beats up and I got a location, so it's not the right one. But
I love the
we'll get
fake
rid of it.
Eminem. The dude
Syringes,
that does the
oranges,
fake
peach
Eminem
pears,
stuff.
plums, syringes.
Yeah, that's cold.
Polo top,
Orange.
RoboCop, Photoshop. That dude is hilarious. Okay.
Okay. We turn up a little. I go first. I'm gonna let it loose for the next 4 or 2, whatever y'all call it.
Hadouken. No.
Okay. I said, never will I see a quitter look in the mirror. That mean I never give up in case you a little dimmer. I'm not identical, they see me as a star, I feel them. Cause never, there's another heavy hitter. I'm so ahead, I make 10 young niggas feel like beginners. I got more hearts in my thread than they got on Black Twitter. Don't get no stock to nobody else's sorry opinion. Who know me better than me? I don't know nobody realer. My mighty morph into an instrumental killer. I'm like the final boss, but this is like the lowest level. If I ever fall off, you'll die before I hit the ground. And I ain't half the way up to heights that I've always dreamt about. Living now, let go my past and planning my future out. Figured out how to let everything simply fall in place. At this little city, one day I'm on the way. Longer to be here just for my mama's sake. Word around the town is my name has been ringing bells. 25 ahead of my time, I'm aging well. Sticking to this drive with no navigation, just Driving a lot of patience, finding the ways within myself. Go.
I like 16 bar G.
Yeah, that was like 85 bars, bro. Still, I like it. I like it.
That's
Joke.
it.
No, I think that's
16 for me.
I got you. Get with the program. Time waits for no man. In the summertime, this bully looking like a snowman. I am him. Me not care about no slow jam.
Slow jam.
And the effects was it profound. Raised up on the streets and the effects of it profound. Yo, get with the program. Time waits for no man. In the summertime, this bully looking like a snowman. I am him. I don't care about no. Raised up on the streets and the effects of it profound. Not everyday drilling, sometimes I need a slow jam. Sunset to sundown, another home run, score me a touchdown. Scared of the many answers unfound. PTSD from them gun sounds. Either way get run down. I'm still outside here with this weapon. 7 on his back like Aaron Lennon. She wanna go south but she ain't talking about no Peckham. I'm a dog mastiff, big bully strength Tibetan. I was out.
Out there with the man down with the 9-5, let it bang.
Wait, let me start that beat again because that's about to finish because these guys did 500 bars each. I like
ready?
it. I like it. I like it.
Short, yeah.
Here we go, man.
Let's do it.
You gonna throw me some words or
Got you. I say water. Start it off.
water? I'm on no label, just like that bottle of water on the table. And what I cake is a spiritual kind of fable, except it's more true. That's why they call me proof. But where it really came from, you will know how I do, how I did. Back in college, I was a little bit lazy and crazy. Lot of Hennessy in my cup. Nowadays, I'm trying to make sure I don't fill it up.
Shoemaker.
Blue warrior, what'd you say, nigga?
Shoemaker.
Shoemaker, like Michael Shoemaker, the driver? Or you mean the niggas that put soles on your feet?
Chest.
Hold on, you ain't even let me finish. I gotta catch the beat. You talking about chess, you making some funny moves verbally. When I get to it, you see the king? That is me. And I was weak.
Tree trunk.
But the tree trunk, I don't know where you got that from, but the funk that I got is about to.
Pick it up. You gotta pick it up.
Oh shit! All right.
Some words.
Championship.
I was about to say championship
Ooh.
belt.
All right. All right. All right.
Trying to write barbers. Think about writing real verses.
Yeah. These rappers, I'ma manhandle them. Look at me like I am the champion. No homo though. Yo, you know how it go. Homosexuals all up on my testicles. Fuck y'all, vegetables. All right, I'm making moves like this chessboard. And shorty give me neck until her neck sore.
Camera.
They got the cameras and me, I got the stamina. Could keep on going on and on and on. Call 911, sorta like an ambulance. You know me, I'm running the game like a track meet or like an athlete. Many margaritas, I sip with a shorty, she a fine mamacita. She said she loved the color blue on me like it was Argentina or something. I'm getting messy with it, dig me?
Jibber with Jabber.
Gibbering with Jabber. I flip and hip hop with some rappers around. It's called the circle. I don't know what to say. I'm moving slower than the turtle. Let me get back up. All right. Throw some more words at me. You said what?
AJ.
AJ, you know I'm going crazy. I need something more difficult so I can keep going, spit something original. Ahmed's kind of hard. I don't even know how to
easy.
Ahmed. Nah, it can't.
Bro, it's
I'm
easy,
in.
bro.
Unless we do,
Ahmed, Kul Huwa Allahu Ahad. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Bro, that was fire.
Oh, man.
So, I just like getting a little freestyle in there.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
We might gotta run that back at the end.
Huh?
Right.
We might need to.
I was ready to go some more. I was just getting warmed up.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
that
We're
was the
gonna
warm-up.
run it back. Now,
I am
what
about to see
is
that
wrong
brother.
with hip hop?
Right.
What is
What's wrong with hip hop?
I got a very precise answer for you.
Mhm.
I've watched it happen, and it goes back to something I was mentioning earlier. Hip hop being this organic art form, it was something that is like real. It's something that is organic. It's something that's, it's just beautiful, right? It's art. And then, and like anything else that starts to make a lot of money,
The white man.
corporations get involved.
Yeah.
And once that happens, it becomes about a format that is to be followed. So let's say, okay, Rihanna blows up, or what, I know it's not hip hop, but just giving an example, musically speaking. Okay, we need the next Rihanna. It's not
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need somebody unique like her. No,
Yeah.
it's I need the next one. You know, like when
Quick.
Jay-Z was blowing up, like you started seeing a lot of little Jay-Z's, you know what I'm saying? And then eventually like 50 led to a whole bunch of little 50s, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and now it became more like, I'm not looking for what's original. I'm looking for what's going to get me the same type of plays and record sales as that artist that got them before. They want the safety of that avenue, that path, knowing, oh, just throw that kind of shit on and the DJs will play it and we lit. There's no more, you know, putting your imprint on this world kind of thing.
I second that, man. I think the consumerist like culture of it has made everything just like a quick. You just need quick hits out of hip hop, and like that's not really what it is. It's deeper than that. It's like got a lot of substance to it.
But is the core of the problem still social media? Because if it's hip hop itself, I feel like it's still alright, man. It depends what kind of hip hop you listen to.
Yeah.
There's still the 21 Savages and the Kodaks and the Little Babies there's still people coming out that are still lit to me. So the question, what's wrong with hip hop? Is it consumerism or is it the actual music? Like, I don't think
That's a good point. Like, do y'all feel like
there's a shift? Of course, it's gonna shift. You know what I mean?
Do y'all feel like there's a problem when it comes to the subject matter of hip hop? Because that's a very controversial thing. Like
Subject
people say,
matter,
yeah, like
probably,
certain like
probably
the certain things that I don't know are advocated or glamorized in hip hop. Do y'all feel like that is a problem?
I think to an
I
extent,
want to put a
but
caveat to that just before you answer. Not only do you think it's a problem, do you think that there was a time
when it wasn't
in the 80s where the powers that be said, hold on a minute, we can use hip hop to our advantage and change the way the young black youth
Oh, for sure.
think about shit?
Yeah.
Because take hip hop from the days of KRS-One and that whole kind of collective, they weren't spitting that bitches and yo, this is change. They were
So
spitting some
you're
real
from my
real
era, so you're familiar with Common. I used to love her.
dude.
And he's talking about that. She was into
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and
So
then all of a sudden she's a gangster rolling with gangster bitches.
Yeah.
bro, hip hop, and I think when people say hip hop is a culture, they don't realize they're using the word culture as the new culture. No, hip hop was
Way of
a
life.
movement, a lifestyle. It was a
Breakdancing,
breakdancing, graffiti,
clothes.
DJing, scratching,
The way you
all
look.
that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, someone thought, hold on a minute, we can fill up some jail cells by sending a certain narrative.
I think it's
So they were
definitely-
pushing the
Yeah, I think that is definitely pushed, and it's like continued to be what's the word? Like fed. Like those parts of the hip hop are what continue to be fed by the powers that be, and
But it's been getting fed since the 90s, though, really, no?
That's
Yeah,
the thing. That's
but
why.
I-
That's
it's
why I
from
don't
the
think
90s, but
commercialization.
in the 90s, there was more of the commons and stuff like this in the 90s.
Yeah, and
Whereas now there's only just a handful of them.
And
It's
I
all
don't
about
think
control.
I don't think commercialization in itself is a massive problem. I just think over commercialization and pushing like a completely different agenda from what's true to what the root is of the culture of hip hop. That's what the problem is to me.
Also, there's not many.
Because it also gave motherfuckers mad opportunity.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And put on so hard that now black culture is the leading culture in everything, whether it comes to film, slang,
hip-hop-
fashion.
okay, but what is
Hip-hop did that on
you know
its
how
own.
strong Black Money
exactly.
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Money is probably the most powerful money in America.
And it's less
But what's Black
circulated
Money
than
getting
it's-
spent on because of the direction? It's getting spent on Jordans. It's getting spent
Is
on
Black
chains. It's getting spent on cars. It's getting spent on, and that's not what it was getting spent on back
feel
in the
that,
day.
but
This
what do
goes
you mean?
back to the control thing I was
Yeah.
talking about, which is, look, if you want to control a large group of people, it's easier if they're dumb. It's easier if you dumb things down. You're not gonna. That's why Malcolm X was a threat. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because it's like, yo, you're waking people up. Chill. Let's get him out the picture. That's why Bob Marley's a threat, but other artists may not be as much of a threat as Bob Marley, because it's cool if you're just, singing your love song and your party jams.
Exactly.
don't wake people up, because once you unite people, they're always going to outnumber a government. They're always going to outnumber the powers that be.
Because they love "Don't Worry, Be Happy." Because that was
Yeah.
you know what I
And
mean?
with black money, it's who controls black money? The people that control black money have the influence. They're the ones that can be like, you do this and you go do that and you do that, and of course it's gonna influence
But
everyone.
bruv,
But
look at all the
is
people
black
that
money
say
hustling? You know what I
Black
mean?
money is like money that should be
Generated.
Money
given
is-
to the black people, like by
Yeah.
like it shouldn't, not like that, but like
Like it like
But look,
goes back
put it this
into
way.
black-owned businesses
Black
and
person
shit like
dollar.
that.
Like
Huh?
you're talking
Yeah,
about the
I'm talking
per-
about
the
black
power
person.
of
I'm talking about
dollar
money
goes to
coming
buy-
from black
Oh,
people, black
it doesn't
spending.
go to buy
I'm talking about-
coupe from,
yeah.
you know,
Like, look
it
at
doesn't go-
everyone. Look at all the people in history that have been telling people, listen, spend your money on land, buy all this stuff.
Yeah.
They're crazy, right?
Yeah.
They're Kanye's, and they're like the second they start saying, "Hold on, what are we spending our money on?"
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're labeled crazy, or there's something wrong with them, or they have this, or so. There's
Yeah,
a big
man.
game of chess being played,
Prince
and the
tried to
funniest
talk on
thing
that.
is, people don't realize that not only are we not even pawns, we're not even allowed to watch that game being played.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what people need to realize. We're not even invited to watch the game. People are like,
Word.
"Oh, we're pawns." You wish you were a pawn.
Word.
You
at-
wish
at
that you
least then
had
you can,
access.
like, battle,
Yeah.
have like some ground, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're just not even spectators, like I said.
That plays out on the world stage too. Like what happens in Sudan is influenced by that. What happens in African countries, you know, all types of African countries, and like I think that at the end of the day, it's rooted in what greed and power and influence and those type of things, like the hunger for those things.
Yeah.
That's never like satisfied. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a human nature thing, but a group of people have exploited it to the extreme since the
Yeah.
beginning of the time
Yeah.
and continue to.
It's playing off of desperation. You know, you make shit hard for people, and then you come and tell one guy like, "You do this, this is what you get." Then that guy gets it. Then the other guy's
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit, I want a car and chains too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I got to do to get that? Shit, just do this." And then before you know it,
Have you seen that interview with Nipsey
Oh,
when
man,
he's young?
shut up,
Right, which
Nipsey,
one?
man,
He's
rest in
very
peace.
young,
Yep.
and the guy introduces him. He's like, "This guy kind of looks like Snoop Dogg," and he's like, "Yeah, I get that a lot." So he's like, "So what do you want to tell the people?" And he was like, "Buy a property, invest in stuff, stop buying chains." He's like, "Why aren't you wearing chains and stuff?" He was like, "I don't need chains. Like, I need to buy property. I need to." And Nipsey was trying to set that whole kind of mind state out for everyone.
Yeah.
And Nipsey was talking about Dr. Sebi. Nipsey was on.
Yeah.
I think
way
as a
ahead,
people,
way ahead
as
of the
a
game.
people, I think we'll be. Hopefully, I'm hoping for that. We'll get better because we see people doing it now.
Yeah.
We see people like Nipsey talking about buy property and do this. Well, beforehand, just the guy. in
Yeah,
the
but
area,
these
you see
people
the
are
guy
getting
in the-
shut down real quick.
Yeah, you know what I mean, but like just growing up, you see the guy in that Merc or the Porsche, whatever. You be like, oh shit, I wanna. I mean, that's better than this Ford Fiesta I got.
Yeah.
You just, wanna,
Yeah.
you just see what's in front of you.
Yeah,
trying
but
to
what you
follow.
have to realize is that. Okay, put it this way: the Burj Khalifa. People pay bucks to live in the Burj Khalifa. You know who pays more? The people facing Burj Khalifa.
For the view.
It's more expensive, the apartments where you can see Burj Khalifa, than the people living in Burj Khalifa.
Yeah.
It's the same with cars.
Mm.
Who gets the best view of a Lamborghini? Not the driver.
Damn, that's a crazy metaphor.
Yeah, like exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's a mad symbolic fucking
I'm
thing.
enjoying your Lamborghini more than you are, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like,
It's like
legit.
you got to figure out these things. Who are you doing it for?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who
Because
you
you're
doing it
buying that for me. You're not buying it for you.
Yeah, and when you're doing it for the approval of others or for whatever, it's never gonna be fulfilling. You're just gonna keep competing. It's like I'm
Exactly.
viewing you. It's like what?
Exactly.
How am I comparing to you, and how are you compared to me?
But that's the problem with social media. And if you're still a bit like, not like mentally matured, you're gonna be. They're telling you, yo, you're not the man unless you get this watch.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then you just grow up wanting that watch.
And they'll clown motherfuckers who like even like when Cole gets on stage and he's not wearing like fucking a gazillion chains and it's fucking funny that I'm wearing chains and shit, but what's it called? Like, you know, motherfucker just wants to be comfortable and sees no value in it, you know.
I feel like he does that on purpose. Too.
Yeah.
You feel like
it might be
I
a
mean,
statement
like
in itself.
extra, like
He's
you know
a-
what I'm saying?
I think it's-
Dumbs down just.
But that's
It's just
important,
like,
and it's
yo.
something that rappers need to do. Like,
Like to show others you can
is
be.
to show others, yeah.
Yeah, like he went to the White House in like sweatpants and a hoodie to
Yeah.
meet Obama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like once you've acquired your wealth your way, and you're comfortable in your own skin, you don't have to do shit to prove stuff to other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But not everyone thinks like that.
Yeah, but I know it's cliche to say, but you do look at all these Bill Gates and all these people. I ain't never seen him wear anything that more than a digital watch.
Facts.
Yeah.
The people that really got it.
The
They're
people
not
that
wearing
really got it,
people's
like
names. They're not wearing people's names.
They don't
on
have
it.
to.
all over the
Yeah.
fucking
They
thing.
just wear plain white shirts.
Yeah.
Do you
and
think,
jeans.
yeah, just a random question, do you think as a rapper you kind of have to play the game?
I don't think you have to play the game, but for me personally, my problem.
'Cause I mean, a lot of them did play that game, but to get
You
to
can.
them heights,
You,
I'm just,
you can, but for me personally, when I buy a chain or a ring or shit like that, so it's just speaking to an ignorant side of me. Everyone has multiple sides of them. Nobody is just perfectly conscious. Nobody's just perfectly, you know, non-materialistic. Nobody's just perfectly this or perfectly that. So, you know, so you can either play the game, or if you actually fuck with wearing that type of stuff, or like you enjoy it, like that's
here's a
that's
question.
cool too. But also there
Shouldn't
has to
feel
be
like
a
it
limit.
completes you.
Okay,
So, no, if
Prioritize,
exactly.
prioritize.
Okay, but-
Shouldn't
Yeah.
Do
subscribe
it if
to
you
your
can
identity.
prioritize.
Here's a
exactly.
question.
Yeah.
did you
Yeah.
drive here today?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
What were you
We
driving?
together- We drove
Yeah, we
together.
do.
What were you
Yeah.
driving? What did you arrive in?
Honda.
Honda. something.
Now,
Or something.
if you were to make a music video tomorrow,
Mm.
would your first choice of car to be in that video be that Honda?
you know,
Do I have?
we don't really tend to that, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
we don't
we-
do that.
No, this is just a question I'm asking because I just don't understand. I know so many people who are rappers in the UK,
yeah, that's what they do, man. They
and,
run
and
out.
it's like they rent out cars for videos, and I'm like,
Yeah, I don't.
bro, I dropped you here
I
in my Ford. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know
Like,
what?
why? I don't
Actually,
understand
I've
that.
got a video in the UK from a while back where it was like some Rolls Royce, and even then I was doing a video like, bro, I don't even feel comfortable doing this shit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
but that's
You know
what I'm
I mean?
saying.
Like, I'm
It's
like, this is
weird.
me.
So-
and,
Yeah,
the
you
shit I'm
just-
saying in the song is I'm talking about struggle, and I'm still struggling.
Yeah.
And I'm here in this Rolls Royce. That
But you live and you
So
learn.
to
rented out, so some
answer, to
bullshit.
talk about that, ironically, so we have a video called Love a Little, which we shot here in Dubai. And we wanted to stay true to our identity. So in the video, he's washing cars, I'm cleaning bathrooms, and he's working at a cafeteria, and Tack abuses all of us in the video.
Fire
Dope.
video.
So yeah, and so it's kind of, and then our dream is to get away. So then you see us in the desert on some like Jeep drop top, like having fun. But that's our dream. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like
We're making it
conceptual.
clear. It's like, yeah, it's not like, hey, look at us, we balling. It's none of that.
That's what I'm
because it
saying. I
doesn't
think there
fit our
needs to be
character.
that because I don't think, and I think that that's a really good thing to say. I
Shout
don't
out
think
Spencer,
that,
by
and
the
I
way,
think
on
that,
that video.
Word.
yeah, shout out. That there's been a correlation now that to be a good rapper or for your track to be good, the visuals have to be this. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe not to you guys, but like so many people, it's like you can still be a dope rapper and turn up in a horse and cart, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, it will probably look even better in the
Exactly,
video.
bro.
But no, not a lot of people are doing that.
Like when I go
And-
to
and there's
Sudan,
gotta be
we
a
shoot
stop to
videos
it.
in
Like, you know, in the
rickshaws
UK,
and
for
different things
example,
like that.
on a GRM,
Yeah.
GRM Daily,
Yeah.
a lot of the consumers are maximum 21.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So a lot of them are going to be 15, 16-year-olds. They're going to see this car or this watch or this chain and be like, oh, this guy's balling. He's got the money popping. Da-da-da-da-da. And they get so gassed about it. They share it around. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, that's just the way it works. And then, because I've tried it out. We rented out of a villa in the UK, got all these bottles and all these girls and all this and all of that. That skyrocketed and then that went up. The next video, we're just in a car park chilling. Ain't do as much, you know what I mean? It just,
Yeah,
which
but
also
the point
speaks to
is-
the
so that's
value
the
of
yeah.
the
it's like
consumer
what you
itself.
actually want to do. That's the stuff I did when I was younger, and I'll be like, nah, I ain't trying to do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll
And I
keep
think-
honest to myself.
Yeah, and I think we in a day and age where like you don't have to fit into any type of mold. Like there's
Yeah.
people who are gonna fuck with you because you're that, and they connect to that more. And there's people who connect with other shit, but like there's a place for. I feel like nowadays because social media has globalized. I guess this is a pro of it. That's
Yeah.
globalized everything. You can find your corners of the world that connect with
Yeah.
who you are.
You can find your niche.
That's kind of why I think for us, we have more freedom to operate how we want here. Because it's an international scene, it's the MENA region. So it's like no one here, and there's no disrespect to anyone, but nobody here can tell us the rules of hip hop. We could do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Now, if we're in America, it's like man, attention span. Nobody's trying to hear a third verse. They're gonna cut it out at 2 minutes. Da 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 da. Here, you make some fire shit. They're supporting because they want the quality. Over there, there's so much. It's oversaturated. So like, it's just about whatever. Who tells you what's hot? Payola. You pay somebody to play some shit, and then all of a sudden you got a DJ telling you this is the hottest shit out of Wisconsin. This is the hottest shit out of New York. Meanwhile, it may not be, but because somebody paid him and he's on the radio, you're automatically going to have him on the pedestal and believe what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because we're not really thinking for self.
And we talk about timelessness too. And it's like I have a 16-year-old younger brother, and he listens to, his music taste is very different. You know what I'm saying? But it's those kind of like, I don't know, like type of music you listen to and you don't even know what bruh's saying. Can give the beat sound like a frequency gone wrong and all this stuff. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I know when he's 30, he's not gonna be listening to this.
Yeah.
There's gonna be certain things that resonate, that last, and the test of time, like past the test of time, and like 20 years down the line, 25, 30, there's things that he will be listening to, and certain things like the one I'm telling y'all about that he won't. So I think there's like an element to like longevity that's rooted in substance.
Yeah.
No, I hear that. What does the future hold for the circle?
Big racks, big chains, big whip.
Big whips. Getting shot.
Honestly, part of our reason for being here together right now is to grow our presence in this region and put ourselves in a position where we could do tours through countries, and not just tours like within America and the UK and places like that, but it would be fire to do a show in like Saudi and then come here and then go to Egypt and go to Sudan and go to
do an Africa tour.
Yeah, South Africa. Like, to me, it's like we're trying to find that machine that can support that kind of dream, but at the same time doesn't take our integrity away. And that's kind of where we're at now. It's like, yo, how do we find some backing behind what we got without having to sell our ass, basically? Like that.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Anything you feel like we missed out? Time flies when you're having fun. We're on an hour and a half already.
Damn, I mean, I feel like there's some important people that's been a part of our journey so far that we should shout out.
Yeah. Shout out. Let's go off the top. Shout out Spencer Shea. Shout out Tack. Shout out Big Haas. Shout out AJ.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Like, giving us even a platform like this means,
anytime,
like, a lot of people take it for granted.
Yeah.
We do not take anything for granted when people like, oh, actually, that's one of the things from before I meant to talk about. I was at Soul DXB, and after doing, I think I was trying to go catch Coast Contra. And shout out to them. We had a great time kicking it with them while they were out here. It was a lot of love. I was trying to go catch their set, and then people are stopping me all over the place like, proof. And I'm thinking they're going to be like, I love Boss. And like, I love the circle. Nice. I'm like, oh, shit.
That's fire.
Like, all the times we're like at each other's throat about something. Or all the times we're like, yo, when are we going to get this done? Da, 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 da. All of a sudden, it's like,
the impact.
Okay, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Like, you get to see it. And I think all artists need that. So it's nice to show love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Show love to people.
And on that note, I want to appreciate you too, AJ, because on some genuine shit, you hit us up like, yo, y'all stuff is dope. And I don't know if you knew of any of our music beforehand.
Not before, bro.
Yeah, but you on some love shit and on some, connection to what we do and ours to what you do. Like, you're like, yo, I want y'all on here. So that's like something that I feel like is missing. In
who else we got to show love to?
Much appreciated.
Aaron and them.
Aaron,
Correct Nights.
Aaron, my dog. Aaron.
I got shout
YK, big
shout
time.
out YK. Big shout out YK.
We got to shout out Bass because that's get me.
Yeah, so Bass has given us
giving us hope,
Hell yeah.
and a lot of help.
Like, because even before that though, like when I tell my mom, listen, mom, I'm trying to be a rapper, mom. Like, bro, just go finish your uni shit, be a lawyer, do this and that. Like, now they see that you can actually make a career out of this.
Yeah.
They see it firsthand, you know what I mean? So shout out Bass for that.
Honestly, it's just shout out Dreamville because everybody's contributed. Like DJ MoMA, Eve, everybody.
And all our family members and friends, man, like
for their
blood
patience.
and non-blood family. Yeah, for their patience, for their like instilling ambition into us and like
and supporting
and
this
supporting,
dream,
yeah,
unconventional ass, risky ass,
Exactly.
crazy ass dream, but
Exactly.
supporting us.
I got to shout out my
nonetheless.
brothers, G. Lee,
Word.
Eddie Proof, and Keys,
Gang shit.
helping me through life, helping me sharpen my pen.
Man,
You know what I mean?
love.
Getting better and better
Always.
every day I'm around these niggas. So,
Niggas getting emotional.
nah,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just trying to
Should we all group hug at the end of the episode? Like, you know what I mean?
Shout out Hak Tui in the back.
Oh yeah, what's going
yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, no, guys, honestly, like, I appreciate you guys and what you guys stand for and what you're doing. And again, it was one of those things where the second it took me a trek to become a big fan of you guys. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's something special, you know, like even when we met for the first time, I only knew you for 3 minutes before that. And it was
We
the 3
started
minutes that I
talking about
listened.
shit
Yeah.
at that time too,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Toilets and
Right,
all that. That was
exactly.
the first
Yeah,
combo.
exactly.
It's like coming up in
Right?
conversation.
It's full circle, bro.
We talking shit. That's
But
what
look,
the
again,
name of
that's
instead
full
of
circle
Jibber
from
and
the first
Jabber, it should be
episode.
talking
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
you know, there's a big future for you guys, and you know, it's gonna be nice to go back to this episode in a couple of years and go,
Inshallah.
remember when we did that episode?
Exactly.
And then
Inshallah,
going,
man.
I ain't paying you for another one. You came on the first one. Remember when I put you on? Do you know what I mean? No, but yeah, you guys are welcome here. This is your house. Anytime you want to come back,
appreciate you.
brother,
you're welcome here, man.
I gotta
And
shout out
Appreciate
my
you for
man,
real.
my man and Hoosh, Nadine.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Hell
all the
yeah.
artists that are on 249 Experience, all the people that pulled together to help put Sudan on the map.
Word.
Shout out to all of them. I want to say that.
shout out.
Hell yeah.
Again, AJ, appreciate you for having us, man.
No,
Yeah,
anytime,
for real.
brother. Anytime,
And for
man,
just
brother.
doing like creating this whole
This
like
platform.
Such a
setup
dope
and,
name,
the,
too.
and the actual podcast itself,
Yeah.
putting on for people who are like either chasing or are already successful at what their craft is.
Bro, but it's all love, man. It all you know, the intention behind everything is if you do things from a place of love and it's all about us supporting each other,
Yeah.
you know, all the way. And the more people do that, and I feel like that's lacking, like there's certain people that are like, I only want to surround myself with people who, do you know what I mean, are gonna, people will see me with them and go, oh, they're so super famous. And that's
Dick
not what
riding,
life's about.
basically.
It's
Yeah.
about growing
Yeah.
together. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So we're all growing together, man. And hopefully
You make us feel like we made it.
you did make it, bro. You made
We
it
talk
already,
about
bro.
that the other day. I felt real good. I
Yeah.
walked away like,
Yeah.
Mama, we made it.
That's it. Yeah. So, guys, I've been AJ. They've been The Circle. Boom.
Also, don't
Yo,
take,
don't
don't
go,
take my
wait.
black ass too serious. Where's the camera at, man?
Yeah,
Don't
listen,
take my black
whoever
ass
wants to
too
shoot
serious
him,
with all that bullshit
Whoever
that I
wants to
was
shoot
talking
him,
about.
just
Yeah.
cock it
Also,
go.
anything he says in the
Yeah.
freestyle that was improvised.
Oh, yeah,
the rules
that
of
was-
freestyle are you cannot hold that against
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
No cancellation. All right.
I was just putting words that rhyme together. That's all it was. That's all it
Boom.
was.